up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY 7 here, aka Grace, and I didn't finish my eyeliner yet. Moving on, but today we're gonna get into my Sephora VIP recommendations video. So some of these things I think I might have recommended before. My apologies if I did. I didn't mean to purposely like recommend the same things, but you know, I had to recommend what I thought was best for the sale, especially because the price is going on. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I got this Glow Wish by Huda Beauty Blur Jam. It's silicone free smoothing primer. I actually really like this. I showed you all what was supposed to be the dupe for it a while ago in one of those underrated versus overrated videos. I'm pretty sure if I didn't, it's coming. But this is what it looks like on the inside. It's weird because to me it feels like it looks like it has silicone in it, but when you put it on, it does, and it has like a somewhat silicone feel, but it's like not supposed to be silicone based. So I'm like, to me that's interesting. It's really smoothing though, and it looks nice on the pores. It has a little bit of a cooling sensation from what I remember when you first put it on. So just be mindful of that. But that's a really good product. So the next one I have is super expensive, so that's why I definitely feel like you should get it during the Sephora sale. This is the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer. I really love this stuff. It has the nice pop-up top when you twist it. I ended up breaking my Tom Ford foundation because I forgot that you had to twist it up instead of like pop it. So like mine is just a hot mess, but you know, this one I remembered, thank goodness. So it looks fine. I really love this primer. This stuff feels great. My only thing is because it's so expensive, you have to get it during sale. Like that's the only time. That's when I bought it, because I was like, who's paying full price for this? I will not. I refuse. But I do love it, and believe it or not, I mix it on top of it being $90 already with the $10 one from Elf. I know, I'm insane. Next I have the Dior 24-hour blurring matte primer long wear comfort. This stuff is amazing. Like, to me, this is another version of the Toxic the Liquid Silk Canvas from Dior. That's the vibe it gives me when I wear it. It definitely gives the vibe of that, and it gives somewhat the feel of that too. So I really like this primer, and I would recommend you try it out. It does do a good job of blurring. It does a decent job of mattifying as well. I don't know about 24 hours though, girl. I feel like they, you know, they're doing too much now. Like, and who's wearing makeup 24 hours to wear? Like, they need to know that. I'm just saying. Next I have the Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless Primer. But I've been using this for a little while. I bought this during the last 21 days, the last Sephora sale, because I had been looking at it for a while. I had put it in my cart. I had forgot about it. I'm sorry, I had put it on my loves list and forgot about it. Then I heard too much mouth talking about it, and then I remembered it had SPF in it, and I love primers that had SPF in it, because y'all remember sometimes I forget to put on primer. So this is my way of making sure I have some on. Now I know it still doesn't get the amount of SPF you need, but I figure it gives more than, you know, what I have on, which is usually none. So any little bit helps for me. Move this stuff out the way. Y'all, there's so much stuff around me till I have to sit this up on the floor. So next we're gonna get into complexion products. So I'm gonna start off with this liquid highlighter from Kosas. This is the Kosas Glow IV Vitamin Infused Skin Enhancer in the shade Recharge. This is the sheer deep tan shade. Now this one doesn't have glitter in it. It just looks like a nice glow from within. I heard the lighter shades have glitter in them, so like with this one I don't have to worry about glitter particles. This is one I like to mix into my foundation when I'm trying to be, you know, cute or whatever, and trying to have the extra glow from within moment with the foundation when it's more like matte or like satin matte finish, and I want that extra, like, you know, like dewy serum like foundation look to it. I'll usually mix this in it. It's really nice. This is one you can just wear on your face just normally. If you're a person who doesn't like to put on foundation but you want to have like a glow from within, you can put on a cute little skin tint and then like put this on the cheekbones as the actual highlighter as well. It's good for that too, but I personally use it to mix in with foundations because that's what I like it for. Now we'll get into the actual foundation. So I have these two. I figured I'd show them at the same time. They're made by the same person. They're supposed to do the same thing. So it just depends on which form you like it in. These are the Eavesdrop Blur Skin Tint in the shade 20, and you get 1.08 ounces with this, whereas you get 0.32 ounces in this, and this is the Eavesdrop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick. So if you prefer liquid or you prefer stick, it's just which one you prefer. I personally prefer the liquid because I feel like I get more bang for my buck, because both of these are the same price at $34, but you get way less in here than you do in here. But if for people who like the more convenience, you might like the stick better, because you can smear it on your face, rub it in, and go. Whereas with the liquid, you have to squeeze it out and you have to take more time, in my personal opinion, to build it in or build it up to put it on, then you have to do with the stick. So it's just up to you. I just want to see if they can look the same. I feel like the liquid one looks just a tad bit better than this one, in my personal opinion. And I have a friend who said she doesn't get enough coverage from this, so she goes in with a foundation on top. So that might be another reason you might want to just go for this one, because I feel like at least with the liquid you can build it up better than you can with the stick. That's just my personal opinion on the matter. But both of these are 34 bucks and both of them pretty much look the same. I feel like this one just looks a tad bit better, which is why I prefer it over the stick. But I've been using the stick just because at the end of the day when I'm getting ready for work and I gotta rush out, the stick is more convenient. So I got some bougie foundations in here and a somewhat affordable one. So I have the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. Now y'all remember I was talking about how I didn't like the shade range. I still don't like the shade range that much. I still do like the product though, and I have to remind myself sometimes that everybody that watches me doesn't look like me. So if you're a lighter skin tone, there'll be more variety from you to choose from, and I do recommend and like this foundation, so I figured I should just go ahead and put it in here anyway. So my shade is the shade Cardamom 5N2, which is 5 Neutral 2. I usually wear a 5 Neutral 2 in her foundation, so that seems right to me, and it worked and looked just fine on skin, if you all remember from the video. So I like the product okay. I like it really well. I just don't like the lack of shades, which is what holds me back from recommending it more often. Okay, let's get into these bougie ones and then I'll round it out with a more affordable one. So next I have the Guerlain Terracotta, what is this? What is this? A Healthy Glow Natural Perfection Foundation, 24-hour, no transfer. I have the shade 7W. I needed the shade 6W, but I didn't know how deep the foundation was actually going to run. So this is more of my summer shade, and I need to get a winter shade, but I ain't doing all that because, girl, this foundation was not cheap. I think it was like 65 or I'm pretty sure this was $65, and I usually spend about like in the like 30s to like 50 range. So the fact that this was 65 to me was high. It looks great on the skin though, and it does a great job. It's maybe want to get into more Guerlain things just because I really liked this, but it is a little pricey one, so that's why I wanted to make sure you got it during the sale, because you've seen it on my face a few times throughout the summer. It looks really nice and I definitely recommend it. I just recommend you buying it on sale because it's so high. The other one I recommend you buy on sale, believe it or not, is this Dior Transfer Proof 24-hour foundation, high performance concentrated floral skincare with sunscreen of SPF 15. So this is shade 6N. I always wear the shade 6N in Dior face products, whether it's the Dior Backstage or it's the Dior Forever. I always wear the shade 6N when it comes to my foundations. Now with concealers, for me sometimes it's kind of tricky, but with the foundation I always wear the shade 6N. The only thing is you're gonna have to get like a yellow pigment drops to go on with this, because their foundations always run too orange in my personal opinion, so I always have to put a dropper in there. But Elf has one for like $2 or $3. You can go to CVS and get the one from LA Girl that's yellow to mix into it, so it's not that big a deal, but it is really nice foundation. It really looks nice on the skin. It's just I want you to keep that part in mind, and it does stay matte for a pretty long time since it's a matte foundation, which is something else to keep in mind. But I always say buy the luxury ones during the sale, and this is luxury one I do like. It's just I don't like the fact that I always have to use yellow drops to make it work, which is what again holds me back sometimes from recommending stuff, because I feel like if I already paid this price and I gotta use extra stuff, like you doing too much, you need to calm down. Okay, you need to calm down. Okay, the last one I have to talk about is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. Oh, sorry, Perfect Natural Finish Long Wear Foundation. I have the shade 50N. I didn't know what shade to get in this originally, so when I originally reviewed it for you all, like I had the wrong shade and I looked orange and crazy, even though it said it was a yellow undertone. So I have to stick to neutral undertones when it comes to the Sephora foundation, because they don't run true to color. When it says yellow undertone, it usually pulls like more orangish looking, and it doesn't give me the tone that I'm looking for. I found out my shade because Andrea Renee had bought hers, and I thought it was 50N that we wore, because I wear the same shade and foundations as Andrea Renee and Jackie Aina. So if you ever need a reference of a shade and I didn't review it, check to see if Andrea Renee reviewed it, or check to see if Auntie Jackie has, I'm sorry, Jackie Aina, she doesn't like to be called Auntie Jackie anymore, Jackie Aina has been wearing it. So this one is really nice, and y'all know their stuff is going to be 30% off during this sale, so I definitely recommend if you want to try this to try it, because I think it's like 20 or 25 bucks, so it'll make it go down to I think like what, $16 to $18 depending on how much the price is that I actually said it is. And to me that's a great deal for a foundation, because this is actually a pretty good foundation. Now I heard somebody say this was a dupe for the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, which I'm sorry, no ma'am, no. No, the devil is a lie, no. But it's still a nice foundation all the same, and it's nice enough for me to recommend in this video, especially because you're gonna get 30% off, girl. Same with the matching concealer. So this is the Sephora Best Skin Ever Full Coverage Multi-Use Concealer. I have the shade 44Y. I think when I went in the store to get this, I grabbed like the last one on the shelf, and I was super excited because like I was going to order in line and pick it up in store, but I ended up just going to the store to get it and was happy to have it. Now with the concealer, as weird as it is, it runs true to color when it comes to being yellow and undertone. That's why I was confused with the foundation, because I'm like, it doesn't, but the concealer does. I like the concealer from the first time I tried it, whereas with the foundation, I had to get the right shade in order to give more of appreciation to it, because I couldn't get over how crazy I was looking in the mirror, and I was like, no. But the concealer and the foundation are definitely a match made in heaven. You should definitely try them out. I'm going to get to the powder in a minute too, because it's really nice. So using all three of them together and having, you know, like a nice Sephora face at a reasonable price is definitely sounds good to me. So next I have this Nars Light Reflecting Eye Brightener. It's in the shade Sunfire. So they came out with additional shades since the shade came out, but this is the shade that I chose. I felt like it looked nice and close to my skin. So I really like to use this under my eyes to brighten up. So I'll put this underneath as like my cream concealer, if you will, or brightener, and then I'll put like a lighter liquid concealer on top of it to do that. I've heard some people say that they use it after and they don't use it before. In my personal opinion, I find it best to use it before, because like I said, according to makeup artists, you're supposed to use a cream first and then you put a liquid on top. So this is the cream I put underneath, and then the liquid I put on top of it. And y'all know Nars has gorgeous complexion products. I feel like they're one of the brands that do the most beautiful complexion products, and I feel like they have a variety of shades when they first come out. And the fact that they had a decent amount of shades, because I think they had 6, and I feel like lots of brands only come out with 3 like corrector or brightener shades, and the fact that they had 6, and I think they came out with 2 or 3 more, because I think they have 8 now, I was very impressed with. So I was like, okay Nars, I see you. Even you trying to step it up. I like it. So I've got a few concealers to talk about. I feel like a couple of them I might have talked about before. I apologize if I did, but the other 4 I know I didn't, because they came out recently. So I have the Milk Makeup Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealer. I have the what shade is this? I have the shade 20 Olive. I didn't buy this when it first came out because I don't know, I guess I just wasn't excited about it. Like, it's in this weird little tube, and I had the complexion products in the past. I think this came out when that weird foundation came out, or the skin tint or whatever, and I wasn't really feeling it. But this is what it looks like. It has an interesting doe foot to it. It's not the traditional flat one, if you will. I feel like lately people have been trying to come up with different doe foots to make their products stand out from other people's, in addition to like the buzzwords they use to make them and all that. And I'm like, that's cute and all, but you know, like, it needs to actually give coverage and do a decent job of blending out and stuff like that. And I feel like this one actually does do a decent job. I am a little irritated at how tiny it is though for the price. This is, how many ounces? It's only, it looks like it's a 0.28 ounces. And I know concealers don't give you that much, but I'm like, I guess because the container is so tiny too, it just makes me think it's like not really that much product for the price that they're charging. And that makes me mad. So next I have the Natasha Denona with High Glam Concealer. This is the shade Y10. I also have the shade Y12. If y'all remember, my shade Y12 broke and made me very upset. So this is when I leave at home and I use the Y12 shade here that isn't broken, because I don't have time to be trying to dig it out of a bag and do all this stuff where it's on the weekend when I know I don't have to rush and do anything. I use those. But this is a great concealer. She definitely redeemed herself with this concealer, because that first one she came out with, honey, it was horrible. It, like, you put it on, you blended it, and it just blended away to nothing. It didn't have any coverage, and I felt like it looked a little drying on the skin when you used it. So I'm so glad she came out with a new concealer to redeem herself, because that concealer was not it. Now I'm wondering when she's gonna come out with another foundation, because she has the trans matte one that she had came out with a while ago, but I'm wondering if she's gonna replace the foundation X, because I heard it was on sale on her website. So I'm just over here looking like, so when's the next foundation coming out, Natasha? When you gonna come out with the powder, Natasha? Because I feel like she has that one powder too. So I'm like, what's going on with the complexion? I feel like she focuses more on the eyeshadow palettes and then the I feel like she does more eyeshadow than she does any other products, and it's like, where's the complexion? Because like, if you're a makeup artist, give us some complexion too, instead of giving us 40 eyeshadow palettes. Like Pat McGrath gave us some complexion. Like, when you gonna give us some complexion? I'm just curious, but you know, to each his own. Next I have the House Labs Triclone Concealer. It doesn't say exactly what the name of it is. I just know triclone is in it, so that's why I said it. But I have the shade 40 Medium deep golden. If you like a little bit of a thicker concealer compared to the other three I'm going to talk about, then you would like this one a little bit more. I really like it because it's nice and smoothing underneath the eyes. It does have a little bit of thickness, and sometimes I like that little bit of extra thickness. It makes me feel like I'm getting more coverage than I actually am, just because it's of a thicker consistency. But it does give really nice coverage. It does look really nice on the skin. It does feel lightweight when you're blending it out, so it's not like because it has that thicker coverage it feels heavy on the skin, because it doesn't. I'm actually wearing that concealer right now along with another concealer we're going to talk about, so I definitely feel like it's a great product, and I would definitely recommend that you try it out. Now this other one I'm gonna talk about, it's more of a mixer for me. However, the only reason it's a mixer is because I don't like the fact that it's a self-setting concealer. So I'm a person who uses a lot of powder because I have oily combination skin, so I have to use a lot of powder in order for the oils to not come through as much. So the fact that this is a self-setting concealer means I prefer to mix it in with something else, so that way I know that even when I do set a lot of powder, this isn't the only concealer I have on and my under eyes won't look dry. Because I find when I set this concealer on its own, it looks really dry underneath my eyes because I set it with so much powder, because I'm used to using a lot of powder. So I'm talking about the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. I have the shade 380, and I have another shade. I forgot which other shade I have. Y'all know I have a lighter shade, I think, that's lighter than this, or I might have a shade that's deeper than this. I honestly don't remember, but I like this concealer. I think it's nice. It's a lightweight concealer, so if you like more of a lighter weight concealer as opposed to a little bit of a heavier concealer like House Labs, you would like this better. I like to put this in the inner corner, and I actually have this in the inner corner right now, down my nose and on my cupid's bow, to where it's a nice concealer. It does a great job, which is why I want to recommend it. It's just keep in mind it's a self-setting one, so if you have oily combination skin like I am, you don't have to put on as much powder directly underneath the eyes. You can put it lower down on your face in the area where you put concealer, but don't put so much underneath your eyes or else you'll look quite dry, which is why I just prefer to mix it, because I don't want to take that extra effort just from one concealer out of all the concealers I have in my collection. Okay, y'all, the battery's flashing. I need to go get another battery. I'm gonna talk about the last two concealers, and then we'll get into the powders and the rest of the things, and I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. During my battery back, I just decided to do the other eyeliner because I was like, why not? I looked weird without it. Then I had to put the battery in the bathroom, and that's where the eyeliner was. So I was like, we'll just go ahead and do it. So the next one I have to talk about, I've been loving this Gucci concealer. So this is the Gucci multi-use long wear concealer buildable coverage. I love this stuff. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is easily gonna be one of my favorite concealers of 2023. It's just amazing. I absolutely love it. I have the shade 46 in medium deep. This shade is such a good shade for me. I love the color. I love the coverage. This is one of those really like liquidy, watery type, lightweight serum type concealers, if you will, or at least that's the formula that it's giving. Upon applying it, it's really thin, it's really lightweight, but it blends out really nicely and gives a very nice coverage. So I was surprised by that because I'm used to thinner concealers, me at least personally feeling like that they don't give as much coverage, but the Makeup by Mario one does, this one does, and then this Tower 28 serum concealer, I believe that's what this is called, right? Serum concealer, yeah, serum concealer gives a great amount of coverage. And I think this says I have shade PV. I believe that's what that says. I don't know. It's got some numbers stamped on top of the actual sticker that's underneath there, so I'm not sure. Again, this is a great concealer. I like to mix this with the Gucci, but I actually like to use this on its own as well as the Gucci on its own, because both of them just look absolutely stunning. So what I'll do is I'll put the Gucci toward the outer part like here, and then I'll put the Tower 28 like right in the little inner corner here, just because it's that much lighter, and you know you like a little more brightness coming toward the front of the eye. So they're a match made in heaven together or separately, but I love both of those, and I definitely recommend that you try them out. Those are two that I'm definitely like, yes, get it, yes, grab it, yes, snatch it. And I know the Tower 28 is already affordable, but who doesn't want more of a discount on top of a discount already? It's lovely. Now I know some people have been talking about they don't like this powder. I like it for a specific purpose, but I just gave y'all a video today literally talking about what is today? Yeah, today's the 21st. I literally gave y'all a video today on the 21st talking about how I like this powder, okay, but I found like a $5 dupe to it. So if you don't want to get it and you want to just get the $5 dupe, I totally understand. But this is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch in the shade Cuneiform. Now I prefer to just use this on top of setting powder after I already have setting powder directly underneath the eyes to get extra brightness underneath here. But I know some people say when they put it on the skin, it accentuates the pores and makes them bigger, and then it makes their under eyes look really dry, which I understand if you just use it alone. That's why I prefer to use it on top of powder. So what I did today, I have on the Lunar Beauty powder underneath my eyes, and I just stuck this directly like underneath my eyes to get a little bit more brightness going on underneath there. So the extra brightness you see underneath my eyes is from this. I have the Makeup by Mario concealer stuck in this area a little bit. So if you don't want to get this because of that issue, I totally understand, because I do feel like it accentuates your pores if you use it on its own. But if you're just using it the way I use it, then it's fine. But like I said, I found a $5 dupe for you, so you don't have to get it. I just wanted to, you know, talk about it because I do like it, and I do like it for a certain purpose. But for its price point, I feel like you should get it on sale if you're going to use it for a certain purpose. I do, thus me putting it in the video and explaining. But next I have the Nars Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder. It's in the shade Bay. So this is just like my form of yellow powder that I love. I don't know if y'all can see, like, I'm starting to hit pan on it, so I might be getting another one doing the sale myself. But I do still have the Shawl Tilbury brightening one that I recommended the last time, so I might not get it just because I have that and I don't need both of them. Plus I have the Huda Beauty one I just showed, so I probably won't get another one, although I'll be tempted because I really do like this powder underneath the eyes. It looks gorgeous underneath there, but since I have other powders to choose from, I won't. But I definitely recommend that if you don't have it, you try it out. It's really nice. I know Tina the Fancy Station, she really likes it as well. I'm like, yes, it's definitely giving, and I'm living. So the next one I have, like I said, I was going to talk about this Sephora Matte Powder Foundation. I have the shade 44N in it as well, even though I wear the shade 50N in the foundation. I wear 44N in the powder, and I feel like this is a good shade for me. But in all fairness, I'm usually putting this on top of like the Better Skin Ever foundation. I don't have to use it on its own. On its own it might be a little bit too light. Oh, okay, can you wait? Thank you. On its own it might be a little bit too light, but like using it on top of a foundation, I feel like looks fine, and it gives me the extra coverage that I like. That's what I use foundation powders for. I know some people actually use foundation powders just as foundation, but I feel like it would just look dry on the skin, at least in my personal opinion, or it might break down easier because it's a powder. So that's why I don't personally just try to use it on its own. But you know, to each his own. I do like the powder though, and again, Sephora collection is going to be 30% off, so that's another reason I'm trying to push it. Like, get it while you can get the extra 10% off of it. Not that it's not reasonably priced, because I think it's $20 just like the liquid. So if you get that whole set with the concealer and the liquid, that's like, I think $55, and you can get it easily for like down to what it'd be like 35-40 bucks with the 30% off discount. That's why I'm trying to push it so hard, because I'm like, it's a good product and it's gonna be 30% off as opposed to all the other stuff. It's just gonna be 20. So you know, take advantage, girl. Last powder I have to talk about is the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I have the shade Translucent Deep. This is a really nice powder. It's definitely good for mattifying. I'm kind of thinking about getting one for underneath my eyes because it's good at mattifying and blurring. But I've bought a few powders, so I'm trying to calm down with that. But I do have it on right now. It's what's going on the sides of my face and all around the perimeter, basically, where I didn't put the Huda Beauty and the Lunar Beauty powders, and it does a really good job. Like, I don't feel like those places are oily. I feel like if anything, the places where I put Manny's powder is oily, but he didn't think it was going to be mattifying. He said it was going to be blurring, so you know, that's just what I should have expected. But yeah, those are all the powders I have to talk about. Now let's get into some of these what do I have here? Blush, bronzers, and highlighters. So I'm gonna start off with the blushes because I have a lot of those. Then we'll do the bronzers. I have one face palette, and I'm trying to debate if I even want to talk about it or not, because I don't remember if it was limited edition or not. So let's start off with this, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Blush and Glow Glide palette. So I got the shade, I got the one, of course, Tan Deep. I really like this. I've liked her highlighters. This blush is really nice too. I only have one blush from her, and I really reached for her, but this is a really nice, well, I have one individual blush. I have a couple of face palettes, but they're not usually of the matte finish. They're more of that like gelée powder. So I like this one because it's actually just a typical powder, and it blends out very nicely. The highlight looks very nice on some of my skin tone, but my only thing is, since this is supposed to be tan and deep, I feel like this highlighter would be a little bit too deep for tan people. I feel like the blush, they can use the light hand and be fine, or the blush on its own would just be fine. But the highlight, I was confused about this being for tan to deep, because I'm like, I feel like that's just too deep for a tan person unless they're going to use light hand. But the formulas in here are really nice, and it's a reasonable price for $29, and I don't think she sells that shade on its own. Don't quote me though, because it doesn't say what the shade names are. It just says it's for tan to deep, and they don't tell you what the name of the blush and highlighter is. But it's really nice, and if you want to try out some Charlotte Tilbury and not spend a whole lot of money, it would be a good thing to try out just to see if you like the formulas. Because remember, those highlighters are like $50 a pop damn near, and I'm like, whoa. I know everybody doesn't want to spend that, and that's okay. I ain't mad at you. Next, I have the Feeling Cheeky Amplified Blush Duos from Give Beauty by Gwen Stefani, shade Ex-Girlfriend and Crush on You. So, Crush on You. Ex-Girlfriend. Here is both of them, what they look like. I like Crush on You because it's more close to my skin tone. And of course I got the classic pink, because to me this was a pink that works good on lots of different skin tones, and then you get the nice shimmery pink to put on top of it. And I thought it was a nice twist that she had like a shimmery pink to put on top, as opposed to it being a cream or just being like a bright pink blush. And if that pink doesn't necessarily work perfect for your skin tone, then it's like, oh well. So I appreciated her giving like a twist on the blush craze that's going on right now. So that's why I wanted to make sure I shouted it out. Then I have the two blushes from Too Faced. This is the Tequila Sunset and the Watermelon Rain. Of course, Watermelon Rain is like the one I like a slight bit more, but of course, you know, tones like this work better on my skin tone. As you can see, like the name Too Faced has completely been written off because I've used it quite a bit. Whereas I think with Tequila Sunset, yeah, with Tequila Sunset, you can still see the Too Faced written on there because I don't use it as much. I prefer the peachy blush I have from, what do you call it, Makeup by Mario. So I don't reach for this one as much, but sometimes I'll mix this with the Makeup by Mario one just so I can get a little more use out of it. Then of course, y'all know I was going to recommend a Gucci blush because it's expensive and this is the time to get it. So this is the shade Intense Plum. I usually recommend Warm Berry, but since I got a newer shade, I wanted to show y'all a newer shade as opposed to just continue with that one. And this is a really nice plummy-ish tone, although sometimes Gucci be getting stuff wrong, because I'm telling y'all that soft red, there was nothing red about it, it was coral and orangey, so like no. But this one I feel like does give a little bit more plum. It gives more of a fuchsia-ish plum situation, so it's not like a true plum that I would expect it to be, but I can understand them saying plum with this one, whereas with that one I was just like, this isn't red. I'm sorry, you're lying. Last one I have to talk about, I don't know if they make this anymore. This is the Pillow Talk Beautified Face Palette. Of course I have the shade Medium Deep, and this is what it looks like on the inside. So if you wanted like more gelée baked formula and try a couple of the highlighters, I feel like this would be a better alternative for you. That's why I wanted to show both. However, I don't remember if they still have this one or not, so that's just something to keep in mind. I'm not 100% sure about it, so that's just something to note. But if you can, that means it would go down to I think like 60 as opposed to it being 75, which I think is kind of high for a face palette, because that means it's like a good little piece just for each one of these products. And when you break it down, it's probably a little bit better, but I don't know, just as a whole I find it to be high. So that's just my opinion. Next we're gonna get into some bronzers. So I don't have that many bronzers, believe it or not. I only have 2 because I don't think I've tried that many bronzers this year. But I have the Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo in the shade Heat Wave. This is the deepest one that Gwen Stefani's brand has right now. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, I've made a nice dent in the cream and in the powder. I actually really like this combination. I feel like I'm gonna run out of the cream though before I do the powder, because you have to use more cream than you have to do powder, in my personal opinion, to get the look that I prefer. So I wish that this was like a refillable thing where I could pop out that one and just add in another one, but I'm sure it's gonna be where you just have to buy the whole set again. So I've been trying to hold off on using this for a little while just because I don't want to have to buy it again just to have the cream to go with the powder. But it's a really nice product. I really recommend that you try it out. I've loved everything I've tried from Give Beauty, believe it or not. I meant to bring the highlighter, but I ran off and left it at home. So I do recommend it though. It's really nice. All the products I've tried from her brand I actually really like. Next I have the Melt Ultra Matte Powder Bronze in the shade Long Beach. I will say I'm disappointed at the fact that this is the deepest shade, and I think they only have 3 or 4 shades, so it's like anybody darker than me doesn't have a bronzer used out of their collection, so it's like they need to work on that, along with finding black people to hire. Moving on. Yeah, it's a nice product though if you want to try it out, and it just shows that they have more than eyeshadow and like eyeliners going for them for having this nice bronzer. Next I have the Guerlain Terracotta Luminizing the Shimmering Powder. I have the shade On Warm Golden. I think they have one other shade, but as you can see, I've been using this a lot too because I'm starting to like see some of the pan at the bottom of it. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I didn't use that much over the summer for you to already start seeing some of the pan. So I'm like, am I really getting that much bang for my buck? No, I'm not, because it says it's only 0.24 ounces. So definitely get this during the sale if you like those Gillette baked highlighters, because it's really nice one. Just keep in mind, all the Girl On stuff is going to have like that perfume scent to it. So the foundation have the perfume scent to it, and so does that highlighter. The highlighter just has it, in my personal opinion, a bit more than the foundation, but you'll smell it in either one of the products. So we almost at the end, y'all. So I got some fragrances, some lip products. I didn't bring any skincare this time, but I do recommend Shani Darton skincare if you want a skincare reference. I love Shani Darton skincare. I love Glow Recipe skincare, and I will be buying both of those during the sale. So y'all will see my wish list. But those are the skincare brands that I personally recommend, that I actually use. So next, I actually recommend this Nars, what is this, Power Matte Lipstick. I have the shade Dragon Girl. So I got this as a sample, that's why it's so small when you know you purchase something. But I actually really like the formula. So it kind of made me want to get more. This is what it looks like. It's like a nice thin bullet, if you will. I'm liking the fact that people are coming out with bullet lipsticks again, because it's like I'm kind of over the liquid lipstick train. So I'm happy to have some bullet lipsticks just to put on every day. And I definitely recommend the formula. It's really nice and comfortable. It's like one of those comfortable matte formulas that you put on the lips that's really opaque and gives nice pigmentation. But it wears off pretty nicely throughout the day too. So it's not like you have that weird ring around your mouth that I hate to have. And it's not like it wears off in places where it's patchy and looks weird. But even still, I just bring a lip gloss with me to handle that issue. So I bring a lip gloss that's close to the color of the lipstick, so you can just put it on top and then nobody should be able to notice that like it's changed or whatnot. That's just my personal tip. Of course, y'all know I had to talk about my Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Colors. This is the shade Barely Pink. I have just about every shade there is. I think I'm only missing like 2 or 3 shades, and I'm gonna get those during the sale because they were the deeper tones, and I was like, I don't need them now. I can use them when winter comes, and since we're in the fall season now, I'm like, now I need them. Now I'll get them. But they just give a gorgeous color, and they have like this nice wet like feeling to it. It feels like you're putting water on your lips, honestly, with color in it. It is just a wonderful lip product, and I'm so happy that I got them. I didn't have the issues that other people had of them like flaring around the lips and all that, so that's why I don't not recommend them the way other people don't, because they had that issue. I didn't have it, so I'm not going to try to ever say that anybody else didn't have it. I'm just going to say that I didn't have it and move on. Okay, so I do like liquid lipsticks from time to time, so I would recommend the Patrick Ta ones. These are the Patrick Ta Monochromatic Moments Silky Lip Creams. I have 4 different shades. I only bought 3 because these are the 3 I use the most. So I have She's Independent, She's Confident, and She's Secure. So this is She's Independent. Sorry. She's Independent, She's Confident, and She's Secure. So I like She's Secure and She's Confident the most, but She's Independent is really nice as well. Y'all just know I don't usually go for a lot of beigey nudes. I go for more peachy nudes and more mauve tone shades. That's which makes sense that these 2 would be the ones I use the most as opposed to this one. I like the Gwen Stefani liquid lipsticks as well, but I feel like I have recommended those before, so I didn't want to recommend them again. The last things I have to refer when it comes to lips again are Patrick Ta. So I have the Patrick Ta lipsticks in Oh She's Single and Shy. So these are the Patrick Ta. It doesn't say, it just says lipstick, so I guess these don't have a long name the way the other ones do. So like, Oh She's Single is the one I've had the longest, so it's just a nice kind of peachish, beigeish, nude lipstick. And that was the only one that he had came out with that I really was into or cared about. And then he came out with all the new shades recently. So the shade Shy is more of one of those like baby pinkish type lipstick shades. And I've used it a couple of times and I like it as well. So I thought I would recommend those 2. The only thing is his bullet lipsticks are kind of expensive. I feel like all his products are in their more high-end luxury, like probably just considered luxury range, because his lipsticks are quite high as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. I got, oh wait, now I got more lip products, sorry. So I have the Sephora collection lipsticks. I'm telling y'all, these are amazing for the price, and again, they're gonna be on sale. So I have the shade 21 Matte. I forgot the name of the color, and it just says 21 on top, but it's one of those peachy beigey nudes again that like I like talking about. The one thing I will do is put on a boring lip. Now I might give you the most colorful fun eyes in the world, but I'm gonna have my boring lip with them the majority of the time, because I already gave you so much going on here. It's like I don't need to give you a matching crazy lip too, you know. So the formula on these is really nice. It's a nice soft matte. It's really comparable to the I feel like it is somewhat comparable to the Patrick Ta one. I feel like his is a little bit more creamier and a little softer, but this is really nice, comfortable lipstick. and I definitely recommend getting it while it's 30% off, girl. The next one I have is from Gucci, and this is the shade Susan Nude. This is the one I use the most. I love Susan Nude. Like, Susan Nude is the first one I bought, and as you can see, it's kind of giving that like grungy, palish, taupish type vibe from when I want a cool tone eye and I want a matching cool tone lip. This is the lip I usually go for. As you can see, it's been worn down quite a bit because I love this Gucci lipstick. This is one of my favorites. They do have perfume scent to them, so just keep that in mind. You're gonna get that perfume moment. I don't feel like the concealer does. If I remember correctly, I think the foundation does, but don't quote me. The last lipstick I have to talk about is the Fenty Beauty, what are these called? Velvety liquid lipsticks. So this is the shade Sweetheart. But I have another peachy nude shade in my cart that she just came out with. The only thing that sucks is the like fun pink shade that she came out with. You can only get on her website. So I'm feeling some type of way because I'm like, the Sephora sale about to come. I want to just buy it from them instead of having to buy it from her and then like wait for them to mail it out. So I'll probably never get that one if she doesn't ever bring it to Sephora, or she'll have to have a hell of a like Black Friday sale for me to go over there and just buy one lipstick, because all the other lipsticks are at Ulta and Sephora and I can get them there. So I'm like, I just can't. But I love the formula on these. I use these quite a bit. I like the shade Riri because Riri likes small lip tones just like I do. And then of course I like the MVP shade, which is the classic red, which is another one of her favorites, or so they say, she says. So I'm like, I love those. But yeah, of course I recommend the gloss bombs. I got like literally the whole bag of gloss bombs over here. I got a couple of the holiday ones. I'm waiting on the last big holiday set to come, so I was waiting on Sephora sale to get the last one, and then we're gonna do a swatch party of all the lip balms and all the colors I have, because I have just about every shade there is. There's only 2 shades I'm literally missing. So, and then the new ones that come in the holiday set, so I'm gonna do all those in another video and once that comes to me. But let's talk about these fragrances. So believe it or not, I'm have some fragrances to talk to you all about. It's only like 2 or 3 though. I'm not going to talk about a whole lot. I've been trying to incorporate fragrance and other things to do. So let's get into it. So I have clean reserve, and I have this fragrance skin. I love this stuff. As you can see, like there's that much left. Like, look how much is left. There's hardly any left. So I have a whole bunch of the 100-point perks that they had to leave here in my grandmother's house, because this is one of my favorite scents like ever. So I really like this. I definitely recommend you get it. I already have a full size, so I won't be buying it during the sale, but I definitely recommend that you try it out, because honey, this scent is amazing. I'm gonna use that last little bit before I leave here so I can throw it away. Matter of fact, I got an empty video I'm supposed to be doing with fragrances, so I might go ahead and keep it. Next I have this Burn For You from 5 Cents. I think that's how you say it. It's 5 S-E-N-S. I'm gonna say 5 cents. This is a good alternative to By the Fireplace by Replica. If you don't like how potent By the Fireplace is by Replica, I feel like you would like this, because to me this is a toned down version of it. So if you just need more of a toned down version of it that has a little bit more, that has a little hint of vanilla in it, because that's why I bought this one, because they said it was vanilla in it, but it's giving more By the Fireplace by Replica, but amped up with more vanilla scent to it. So if you like Replicas By the Fireplace but want more of a like vanilla, a little bit of vanilla sweet scent to it, because it's just a little bit, it's like a hint, but it's like, since I've worn By the Fireplace for so long, I can tell the difference, because to me it has more of a smoky tone, and this has that vanilla tone to it instead of the smoke, if that made any sense. But it's really nice. I like it okay. I don't know that I would buy the full size, but I'm enjoying the smaller one that I have. And if you've never tried Replica By the Fireplace and you want something that just has a little bit hint of sweet, whereas that doesn't, this would be perfect for you. The last one I have to talk about is by Rosie Jane, and it's the shade Douce. Now this is the perfume oil. I don't know what Parfait is, I'm sorry. This is the perfume oil. I really like the scent of the perfume oil. I think it's a gorgeous scent. However, the perfume itself is just as nice, and I actually own the perfume itself as well, because I caught it on sale on their website. Shout out to my girl Beauty Deals BFF, or Amy. I told you all about Beauty Deals BFF. She's always in the description box of my videos. She does an amazing job of finding deals, and she found a deal to where I could get like the full size one. I think it was like 20 or 30% off during, like, I think it was Labor Day or something like that. So I went ahead and got it instead of waiting for the Sephora sale to get it. So that'd be one less thing I had to get that I could have for right now. But this is the one I keep in my purse because it just has such a gorgeous scent. If you love a nice vanilla scent, then I definitely think that you would love this scent because it is amazing. So I am finally done. I know, right? It took me like 30 minutes to get all that out, but I had a lot of stuff to talk about, girl. Okay, so I hope this was helpful to you. I will put my wish list up probably the day of the sale, just so you can get an idea of what I plan on getting. But I wanted to make sure I got this filmed and got this up for you all today. So I mean, not today, but before the sale starts. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. You can comment down below and tell me what you plan on getting that you saw in this video, or what you just plan on getting in general, girl, because I'm nosy what you want. I might want it too. Like, is it a perfume that I don't know about that I need to get yet? You need to comment down below and tell me. But be blessed, girl. Bye. So y'all, in the Sephora video, I forgot about like these eyeshadow palettes I meant to talk about. It's only a couple, because y'all know it's only a couple I'm truly excited about. This Patrick Ta Major Holiday palette. Of course, you need to get your hands on this, honey. Y'all saw how sparkly and amazing it was when I did my video. I mean, look at this. Look at just how sparkly and gorgeous these are alone. I can't wait till he actually start putting that form in an eyeshadow palette. Then you got your two versions of pink. I mean, I like the fact that there's at least one for each skin tone. As far as like the creams and powder go with this, though, obviously I can't use that, but I figure I'll use this on the eyes, and then the only thing be wasted is the cream, to at least. But the sparkly shimmers and the cream formula of his blushes, we all know is amazing, so I definitely recommend get this during the sale. If you wanted the, I think it's volume 3, whatever. Yeah, if you want a Major Dimension volume 3, I would recommend getting it during the sale. I got mine at 15% off, and I just didn't wait for the sale, but it's like, I recommend you wait and get the extra 5% off. But if you're like sorry, yeah, I hate the new packaging on these, because it's like you have to pull it damn near all the way out, the cardboard thing all the way out, just to get the product out. I understand, like, when you slide it out, they don't want the product to break, and I'm assuming that's why they do that, but still. So if you're a warm tone, cool tone type of girl, I feel like you'll like this a lot. I'm not really that big on all matte palettes. I just ended up getting this because it's still somewhat newer, I guess, or at least I felt like it was somewhat newer when I bought the sparkles for the eyes, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about those. If you want to get those, I guess you can. I was only impressed with it's giving, I think it's giving luxury, if I remember correctly. So there's those. Then I recommend the Natasha Denona Yucca palette, of course. I keep pressing my matte up, because if y'all remember, I took an orange and put it in here, which is shocking because y'all know me, I don't like orange. But if you like this safari feel of this palette, I definitely think you'll like it, and this is a good time to get it because you can get 20% off. Just hope it doesn't sell out during the sale. Now, I don't know if any of the fun colored ones from Pat McGrath are going to come to Sephora, because so far I only saw the lighter one, the Starstruck Splendor palette. They didn't have the deeper jewel tone one for people my skin tone, and then they only had, I think it was bronze, what is it, bronze seduction or something? Yeah, bronze ecstasy, this one right here. Y'all know that's the more cool tone neutral one. That's the only one they had at Sephora right now. So I don't know if we're gonna get any more, but this is what she looks like. You might want to just get off Pat McGrath's website though. But my whole thing is, if you don't want to wait for shipping from Pat McGrath's website, then I would suggest you go ahead and get this from Sephora, because I mean the shipping from Sephora might not be that great either. It just depends on how quickly you want to get it. Now, if you're someone who likes these neutraliest tones, obviously the Natasha Denona palette would be time to get it. But I would especially recommend you go ahead and get the Makeup by Mari one if you really wanted it, because it has a lot of those shimmery shades like the Patrick Ta palette has. At least the Major Holiday palette. Like these shimmery shades right here are really similar to the ones in there. So if you like the formula of that on the eyes, then you might like this, because you get more like neutral mattes and you don't just get more pink blushes. Because I mean, I love those sparkles, and I wish he would have just made a quad as opposed to putting them in the face palette. But you know, whatever. But those are all the ones I had to talk about. Now I'm going this time for real. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.